Hey guys, another match here. This was just a quick match that I played, really short match, but I just wanted to showcase a little bit of the Mongol versus Mongol strat that I think is probably one of the more viable ones. Um, so in Mongol versus Mongol, I think it's really key to have Manganite presence in numbers before your opponent. Um, it'll pretty much counter anything he does in terms of age one aggression and the one thing he'll be able to counter to do is to start dropping to drop a tower and kind of do his own thing. He can also go range, age too fast and go archery range, and at which point you guys will be kind of at a stalemate, and then whoever kind of can get better picks at that point. But if you go with Dark Age aggression against Mongols, I feel like you're gonna be a little bit of a disadvantage if you do a standard aggression. Now, um, if you go with without the uvu and you go straight into stables or straight into barracks and go into that type of aggression, and in Mongols versus Mongols, it's probably preferable to go straight into barracks, but you can do stables. In which case, like if he had done that, pretty much anywhere from now and 15 seconds from now, he could be raiding me. So if he was raiding my wood line right now, I would lose this Gur, I could lose my Uvu. I could move my TC a little bit to protect the Uvu. But 100%, I pretty much would be wood starved. I would have 150 wood here and 150 here, and I'd have to go on a scouting mission for wood. And if I was to raid him too, again, his gold is completely exposed. His Uvu is completely exposed. So if you do the Dark Age aggression, um, I think it's 100%. Oh, he's going for fast wheelbarrow too. Interesting. Um, if you do that, I think it's 100% that if you're doing Dark Age aggression, it's not worth dropping your Ubu. It's worth just raiding immediately. Because in terms of timing, I'm still going to age up. And my one issue would be wood, and I could just collect this wood, move my TC over, collect this wood. I could eventually move my TC completely over. Um, I could even drop my Gur here, and then I could move my TC over here and protect my wood line, in worst case. So Dark Age aggression is viable and possible, and it could really mess up my eco, but only I think if you're doing it without the Uvu in a Mongol versus Mongol matchup. And it's definitely safer to do it with a barracks because you're not going to get countered. So it's just some depending factors. So like if I did it to him, I did it with my horseman. Sure, I would have probably burned this down and this down, but he would have dropped a barracks right about now, and then I would have about 15 more seconds, and then I'd have to fall back, and then my age up is kind of delayed. So is his. So I mean, it's possible and it's worth, but I think you're running a little bit of a risk that way, and it's probably more secure just to go for the fast H2. That being said, on certain maps like High View, like Altai, the bases do start really close, and it's definitely possible. So he's going to go with Dark Age aggression. He's sending double horsemen, and I'm already aged up basically. We're aged up at the 4 minute mark, which is great. 404, 405, which I'm sure had him a little bit disconcerted because he's still got a ways. And his horsemen are running around the side over here. And we're dropping our range immediately. And it's going to be up, let's see, for probably 40. Our range is going to be up a little bit before. We did have some downtime on starting our manga die. So you can see, yeah, we've got a few seconds of downtime, like 6 seconds, 7. Yeah, almost like 8 seconds, almost 10 seconds of time. And so we kind of scout out his base. I see he's got stable, so I know he's going for aggression. He's dropping another double horseman, and he's got just the two horsemen right now. And so this is kind of where what I mean by once you hit feudal age, everything you can, what you'll be able to build with the Mangadai will 100% counter anything you can do in Dark Age. If you go Spearman or if you go Horseman, these horsemen are basically a counter to my Mangadai. Um, they're the proposed counter, I guess you would say. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna be able to go kind of toe to toe with them here. She's he's doing damage, but I'm able to kill a horseman. I still have my Mangadai. Yeah, one's almost dead, but not. My con is looping around the back here. I guess we'll just go to my vision here. I'm looping around the back. I can see him. I'm coming up with two more Mangadai. His horseman's gonna chase me, but now we got 4 Mangadai. So I'm gonna chase the 4 Mangadai. We give my guys attack speed, and we're gonna drop off these sheep. Make sure our eco isn't suffering, and we're still building Mangadai. I know he was in age 1 and he was kind of committed to what he was doing here, so I'm not too worried about kind of overcommitting with my Mangadai, because I know I've got a healthy cushion with my age up time. We are dropping a tower up here. We do want to protect this woodline. I'm only going to probably stick on to 5 villagers on wood. And yeah, I'm going to raid his gold because I knew where it was. I couldn't get onto his gold. He had plenty of wood to drop a tower, so I'm not entirely sure why he's dropping a tower now. But the big thing is with this army, I'm basically able to shut down his horsemen, which are basically a counter to Mangadai, but they really technically aren't. We wipe out his whole army, and he's just gonna tap out here. I'm gonna raid his gold. I'm gonna stop this blacksmith from coming up. I'm gonna stop this pasture or archery range from coming up. And basically, he's gonna have a stable, and he's gonna have to relocate, and he's gonna have to move everything back here and rebuild. So, just kind of showcasing that in terms of Mongol versus Mongol, I think that the movie is almost always fast, fast feudal age into Mangadai presence. And if you do want to try Dark Age aggression, I think it's the smarter move is to skip the Uvu um, and pump out those units as fast as possible. A big thing too is if you are going Dark Age aggression, do not scout for sheep right off the get go. You need to scout his base immediately, because if he doesn't have exposed gold or exposed wood, or sometimes they don't have any exposed resources, if you're not going to get a burn down on an Uvu, if you're not going to get any direct benefit from it, it's not worth dropping that stable. And that's what's kind of difficult about it too. That stable is going to tap up pretty quick. I think it's 15 seconds or so. I wonder if we can see it here. I can't remember exactly how much time it is. Let's see. Stable. 30 seconds. So it builds in 30 seconds. So yeah, you can get over there and scout him and cancel your stable if you have to. So that's a big thing. If there's gonna be like start tapping up that stable, but if he's not gonna have exposed resources or anything, I think you just need to cancel that stable, throw down an Uvu, and start just trying to age up as fast as you can. You're gonna be a little bit behind in terms of your stone, but it's not a big deal. And the big thing is really just getting at to age 2 as quick as you can, because even if you commit all of your villagers onto gold off the get go, you lose a couple of drop offs, but at least will have that gold to age up still. And regardless if you were going to go into cavalry rush or not, you should still be able to swing your eco back into a cav push if you did have to. So and you could also just directly go straight to food, and then once you confirm that, hey, I can't push with in a Dark Age push, then you can just go back, collect gold, 2 drop offs, and then go back to food. And you technically haven't lost any time. It's just it's a little bit more micro that's going to be required from you. So I think the general safer play is H2, but with that, for example, that map, his gold was far, his Uwu was far. That would have been a perfect Dark Age rush map. But I would have had to scout it early, and I would have been dropping my stable immediately without the Uwu. So I think overall the H2 rush is just a little bit safer, smarter play. But games like that last one definitely had the possibility to end in the Dark Age. But yeah, it's kind of it's risky. So yeah, I hope you guys got a little bit of info from this, and see you on the next one.